Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And this is our top 10 movies of 2021, the year of our Dark Lord.
You ready to get your buttholes blown out? I hope so.
Omicron, you can go fuck yourself.
It's the big top 10 dicks in your butt.
It was still a better year than 2020.
It was.
Maybe that movie was.
I think anything's better than 20. I think the Great Depression was better than 20.
You know what's crazy, dude, is that...
Because, you know, hey, look, you were broke in the Great Depression, but at least you could go out and be broke with other broke people.
That's true.
You go down bread lines.
Yeah, you go down to the mill and see if you get some work.
Yeah, you might meet Maddox from Cinderella Man.
I'll be honest, though, the only thing I know about the Great Depression is Cinderella Man.
That's it.
It's a great movie.
Amazing
It's
movie.
like, cheer up, smile, noinks.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti, is that?
Yeah.
That was awesome too. He's
amazing.
Like, I don't know if there's anything you can give. That part always overcrowded. But yeah.
If I could do this on hash, imagine I could do with a steak in
that was a great movie, and I don't know when that movie came out. That was probably a top 10 movie of that year, but
2000 something. But you know, I was looking though through my list on Letterboxd, and I was like, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at 2020, but like, there really weren't that many great movies this year, man. Like, there were some great ones, but there weren't that many.
Yeah, I literally ran into some. I mean, I was surprised because I went through IMDb trying to, remember some of the movies that got my boner up, but I didn't see a lot. And then the ones I do remember, I was like, that one fucking sucked. I'm not putting that in Matrix. You're not coming in my building.
Get out of here, Neo.
But yeah, and then I was like, God damn, I haven't seen a lot of movies. Dude, I sleep too much. But there's not, I don't agree. I agree. There's definitely not a lot of good movies this year.
Well, and we'll do our, I only have a few honorable mentions, just to put it to you that way. I only have like 5 honorable mentions that I thought even deserved to be spoken of. But what's your number 10?
Okay, well, originally my number 10 was going to be Godzilla vs. Kong. I did like that movie a lot. I had fun with it. It was a monster flick. It had some good action scenes in it, and Godzilla is finally declared the winner. And he's like Debo to Kong. He's like, that's my bike, punk. And then he's like, as long as we understand that, then he helps him take out Mecha Godzilla. But I had to change it out because it's not going to be that one. It's going to be Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is my number 10. Now, I have my problems with it for sure. I don't think Wesker was cast or at least written correctly at all. And then there was some other. I think Leon was kind of a bitch pussy. I feel like Chris Redfield gets a little bit better, even though he didn't have a lot of lines. Overall, though, I feel like it was a solid. It was it was probably the best adaptation of the video game ever.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I didn't make my list, but I did like it.
Yeah,
I did. My number 10 is going to be one that I feel like nobody talked about, which is surprising. I guess it's just because it came to Netflix. But it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, so you would think that people talk about it. But it's The Guilty. With Jake Gyllenhaal. It's an Anton Fuqua film. They reteamed after doing Southpaw together, which was fucking badass. I think that was our favorite movie of that year, by the way.
That was
Southpaw. But yeah, he's a 911 dispatcher, but he's got this sordid past. Like, he got angry and fucked up some shit when he was a cop, so they put him in 911 dispatch while his case was going on. But it really delves deep into like mental states and stuff like that.
So like the Halle Berry movie, The Call.
It was kind of like that. So it all takes place. It's very, very location specific. It pretty much all takes place in the call center. You never see what's happening on the outside.
Fucking Amazon.
But this girl calls and she's like, this guy kidnapped me, and then it's this crazy tale. I won't tell you anything more about it, but it's like Ryan Reynolds in Buried. It is a masterclass of acting from Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's really emotional and it's really tense and it's just a really fucking awesome movie, and one that if you haven't seen, you should definitely check out because it's on Netflix right now. But The Guilty is my number 10.
I'm gonna put it on my memo pad to watch.
Do it.
Legal yellow pad. My number 9 is going to be Malignant.
Legally Blonde 3.
Yeah, I like that one. Can we have that one, please?
That come
Paul
out?
Feig, bitch. Malignant was my number 9.
Oh.
You know what? Look, I got problems with it, but
Backwards bend.
the thing about that movie was there was something about it that was fun. It had a lot of like an action adventure kind of thing to it, and it was a thriller. I know it's listed as a horror movie because there is supernatural elements throughout it, but for me, like my number 10 was Resident Evil. I feel like number 9 at being Malignant was also like, it felt very video game-ish in a fun video game way.
Yeah.
Like if I was playing like a Resident Evil Village or something, it would be in that movie. I don't know. It was fun. I just had a good time with it.
Yeah, that didn't make my top 15 either, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
I understand you.
Malignant buttholes.
My number 9 is going to be Army of the Dead. When we saw this, I thought it would be higher on the list. Like, it is, dude, you go and you see it, and it's, you know, it's coming off all that Zack Snyder crazy shit that you go and watch, but his return to zombies after doing Dawn of the Dead, which is one of the best zombie movies out there, especially that fucking opening.
Love it.
But it's in Las Vegas.
I hate to Get Down with the Sickness remake, though. It's
Yeah,
fucking, get down, you fucker, get down. Is that acoustic?
But just the world that he puts everybody in, like it's an epic fucking film, like Las Vegas zombies. He did everything in that movie he set out to do. Dave Bautista was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's finally getting a leading man role, and he pulled it off well.
Best role since Drax.
Yeah,
that he's had.
And you know, there's some CGI and stuff like that was going on there, but just a wild fucking sort of mean at times, like just the right peppering of mean, peppered with hate. A little bit of mean stuff in there, but a lot of action, just a fun fucking movie. Now talking about it, I kind of want to go back and rewatch it. I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, it was, dude. It's one of the. It's actually a really creative, interesting, I think original zombie movie that he came up with, and it's pretty cool because the only one that I remember coming up with a decent flick that was original was George Romero, and I think that Zack Snyder is a huge fan of George Romero. You can tell that when he did Dawn of the Dead, he kept in elements of Romero, but he sprinkled in his own creativity, and it was awesome. It was really cool, and he actually blended those two worlds together. Yeah. Then you have Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead is on my list a lot higher, but also it had a great soundtrack on top of that. That zombie song at the end, boy, I loved it.
The only thing I didn't love about I wasn't a fan of the ending. Like the ending kind of.
No, I mean the ending, but it is super dramatic, and I just like how when the credits start rolling, that song comes on. It was fucking perfect. But yeah. Would be Son. Tell me your story, son. Yeah, I like that movie a lot. Tell me your story, son.
Andy Matichak.
Yeah, Matichak. Yeah, she's a great actress. This movie, I read a review and the guy summed it up perfectly. He's like, Son would be what Rosemary's Baby would be if they had a sequel to it. Like, that's pretty much what the story is. And it was a creepy-ass fucking film. There was a lot of herky-jerky that I'm not a fan of at all. There was a demon with a big cock that was summoned from hell that fucked her a lot. And there's a lot of crazy things that go on. Her son just won't go to school, and he won't do his homework unless he eats human flesh. And we all hate that problem, don't we? But yeah, dude, at the end of the day, dude, it really is. Overall, like, it deals with... It's not as scary as The Exorcist, but it's an original, unique idea. I keep saying that, but it really is a unique idea that they played with themes from The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby, and they blended in to make Son, and it was awesomely shot. And by the way, Emil Hirsch came back.
Actually, dude, my number 8 is also Son.
Yeah,
they're up top. All.
Yeah, we're friends. Let's do karate in our garage.
Dad's gonna be so mad, but it is because, dude, not only is Annie Matichak amazing in that role, and it's not just because she's been on our show. Like, we watched it before we did our first interview with her, and we're both like, holy shit, dude, this is fucking awesome. She's a badass in that. It shows that she can carry a movie on her own. The shit that she's going through, the emotions she's going through. If you like cult films, not only the Rosemary's Baby stuff, because that was absolutely going on in there, but it's got an awesome cult edge to it, and just a really fun. Not fun. I mean, it's dark as fuck, but like it's pulse pounding. It's intense, and it's a good fucking horror movie. So if you haven't watched Son, it's on Shudder. You should watch it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it might be fun for people that like to see big giant cock demons. A good old fashioned. I like what we're doing here, James Gunn, The Suicide Squad. I like that movie a lot. I think it was fun, and you know, it was also interesting because it did show, in my opinion, John Cena. We just talked about Dave Bautista having a little bit more range with his character and having fun with it and actually showcasing his acting ability. I think in this one, John Cena actually performed really well. And I think that you got to see the more comedic elements of John Cena, who performs, I think, perfectly off Idris Elba. And I feel like the whole movie is a really fun, gory-ass, like, graphic novel come to life. Yeah. Hey, let's strap in and eat some butt. Let's have some good times. Put
that on my gravestone. Yeah. Strap in and eat some butt.
He died doing what he loved. But yeah, you know, we didn't expect much either. When you saw the trailers for the Suicide Squad, you're like, oh, well, it looks campy. It kind of looks like out there, but they're going to go out and they're going to stretch their limbs a bit and see if they're going to win the race. And they did. What James Gunn did was he pretty much made Guardians of the Galaxy rated R, and he put it on screen with DC, and it's fun as fuck. Like. The Suicide Squad is literally a really super fun movie, and to be honest, the original Suicide Squad, Mike and I were kind of sort of fans of it. Yeah, it wasn't the worst movie in the world, but they went more of a serious note, and they had to have, like, you know, no beef, Jared Leto Joker in this. This one is just pure fun. It's like going into an arcade and playing X-Men the video game and just having fun.
So yeah, Suicide Squad, it just missed my honorable mentions. It came in at number 16. By the way, if you heard that coughing in the background, we have an almost dead hooker. She's getting ready to go in the next room.
Denise, you dead yet?
You just wait on her to pass. That's all. No, my dog has a coughing thing. I don't know what's going on. But no, it almost made mine. For me, it's that Suicide Squad was just like if you took a good movie that was like a perfect, like an absolute perfect fucking funny, well done movie, and you just got it really drunk. Yeah. Because sometimes it was really fucking dumb, but you're like, I'm all right with this because I know what kind of ride we're in for. My number 7 is going to be Nobody. Did you
Why you gotta talk about me like that?
Did you watch that?
No.
Oh, dude, fucking Bob.
What is that?
It's Bob Odenkirk's John.
Why would I want to watch a movie about a nobody?
It's fucking amazing. It's John Odenkirk's John Wick, basically. He's literally by the same directors, I'm pretty sure. And he's just this guy, and like he's living this everyday life. He forgets to take the trash out on Tuesday. He's this boring life, and they show it. They do this awesome montage where he's sitting at his desk.
Is it Valky from Perfect Strangers?
He's sitting at his desk typing in an Excel sheet. He misses the trash like Monday, Tuesday. They do a really good job of painting him in this like dry, boring suburban life. But then you find out he's this ultimate fucking badass, and these badass mobsters come after him, and he has to go and kill them all. The end brings out Christopher Lloyd. It gets a little bit stupid and a little bit campy.
Christopher Lloyd's in it too?
Yeah, dude. But overall, literally, it's like a expansion pack John Wick movie. It's not quite as good as John Wick, but Bob Odenkirk fucking killed it in that movie. If you haven't seen
What's he been
Nobody, he's Better Call Saul. He's the
he's that dude. Yeah, I like that dude.
But it's fucking amazing fun. Maybe one of the best. I forget what the rest of my list, but it's one of the best action movies of the year, no doubt about it.
My number 6, we've already talked about it, so we don't really need to go over it again. Is Army of the Dead. It made my number 6 on my list. So we already talked about that, guys. Okay, calm it down. Stop lactating.
I actually thought that would be in your top 5. I'm surprised.
Well,
you disappoint me, Charles.
You almost scared me, but there's a lot of top 5s here. Where were you, Charles? Well, you were making my top 5.
Candyman. Say it 5 times fast.
It was in my honorables.
Yeah, like it was weird for me to find this so high because the movie
smoked a lot of weed.
I guess so.
Did.
But the movie, dude, it was just so well done. Like the cinematography, it was a beautiful fucking film to look at. I thought they did an amazing job of bringing that character back to life. And there was actually moments when Candyman would show up and kill that it was really fucking scary. Like I thought it was actually scary. Neither of us were fans of the end. We thought they tried to force shove a little bit too much political stuff in there.
Keep that shit out of my face.
Not gonna talk about that. We did that in the live stream.
Keep that floppy dick out of my face, PC
Don't
cops.
want it. But the way that movie as a whole, if you take out all the extra shit out of it, it was just it was just an artsy fucking it was a film, you know what I mean? Like it was a really well-made fucking well-oiled machine of a movie and a good horror film, and I thought it was an amazing successor to the original Candyman.
Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job bringing the character back to the screen after so long. I do think, of course, I don't really understand the problem with having, I know that Tony Todd's in it, but I think you could have brought Tony Todd back, de-aged him. I'm not saying the guy that played Candyman was bad. He's a good actor, but I feel like Tony Todd is born for that role, and he's still in good shape, and there's things you can do with digital special effects to put him in the film, so I'm not sure either way. Okay, but yeah, there were some creepy moments in it for sure, and they did play around with certain ideas behind the Candyman lore that was pretty fun. But yeah, the main thing, the big driving force for my debonerification is the PC shit. Other than the PC shit, I had a good time with it. Yeah. Because look, and we talked about it. If you guys want to check out the full review, we did a full review on it. We didn't hate it for that reason, and we didn't hate it at all. But there are certain things when you go and see a movie in a theater, you don't want to hear people preaching at your face. And specifically, the end was kind of like, I was having a good time, and then all of a sudden you told me someone got decapitated on the fucking roller coaster.
Politics movies are great. They're supposed to be there, Night of the Living Dead. It's
but subtle.
Subtle. And this felt like it was shoved in your face. That being said, though, the reason I love it so fucking much, apart from the great acting, and that they did a great job with Candyman and the kills, and it's a great slasher movie, is that I love beautiful fucking males. That's one of the reasons David Fincher is one of my favorites.
You said you love beautiful fucking males.
I love beautiful women and males. Specifically males.
That's okay.
But one of the reasons David Fincher is my favorite director of all time is I can just look at his movies and just like fall into the grays and blues of his world.
It looks like he jacks off to Monet.
The cinematography of this film, it's just one of those films that it's just beautiful to watch. If you get a new TV and you want to watch a horror film, Candyman's a really good one to throw on.
And I will give you that. Like, there's no doubt, when you see it in the theaters, even if you watch it now, it does put you on the edge of your seat. Like if you turn off all the lights and you're actually watching it and you're not playing with your balls and dick, you can actually enjoy the movie and be a little freaked out. So it's a pretty good thing.
I'll do both, thanks.
That's okay. Okay, all right. You know, people have different ways to relieve stress.
You're not a business devil woman.
So my number 5 would be, and see, now we're gonna get the top 5, and I know it's gonna be on your list somewhere. Because it's going to be No Time to Die. Well, maybe it won't be, because you weren't as big of a fan of No Time to Die. Okay, so the reason I didn't expect. Let's put another ship on the bog, shall we? I'll tell you why No Time to Die is on there in my top 5, or number 5 for sure, is because it's the last time we're ever going to see Daniel Craig as James Bond. And is he the best James Bond of all time? Possibly. Argument. Look, you could have the argument. He might be.
I wouldn't steal your hash browns if you said that.
That's okay. You could have some. But the thing about it is it was an emotional roller coaster. I really, my brother had seen it before either one of us had seen it, and when because he said he teared up and cried at the end. I didn't think I was going to. I'm not going to cry, and then I fucking did, because it was when you finally. This is the end of James Bond. Like as far as the James Bond that Daniel Craig has embodied since Casino Royale, and all the body of work that he's done, and this is the last time you're going to see him playing this awesome iconic character, and the way that it ended, you know. I know that what you have problems. I know that some people say it would be nihilistic because you want the happy ending. But I feel like this particular James Bond lived a life of violence, and he lived a life of revenge, and he never was supposed to have necessarily the happy ending, because that wouldn't have fit in with the particular James Bond they were telling. And it was interesting to note this was the only James Bond they've done where they've connected all the different movies together, which was awesomely done. Yeah. And they had a great bad guy. I mean, come on. I mean, how are you fucking gonna, look, they had Mads Mikkelsen in the first one. You got, was it Javier Bardem?
Yeah.
In the second, or was it third one? Yeah. Dude, you can't argue with these guys, man. Like, it was so well done. It was a beautiful send-off for Daniel Craig, and I'm glad he came back. And now I'm just interested in Henry Cavill taking up the reins.
Yeah, let's do it. That's what we want. Give the people what they want, broccolis.
Well, no, because you say you didn't, because you didn't like the nihilistic ending.
Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Okay. I see.
You don't know what's in the basket of tricks I have in me. Basket of tricks.
I'm excited.
My number 5 is going to be Spiderman, No Way Home.
Whoa, that's low.
Low, you think? It's something for you.
You have done something crazy. You've been drinking everything.
I like it. Dude, the movie is fucking amazing. Yeah. I loved it. It was the Avengers Endgame of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
The movie is fucking amazing. Saw it twice. Loved it both times. Can't say a bad goddamn word about it, except that I think that. Why is it so low on my list? Now I'm having a hard time.
I don't know. Because you're a racist against Marvel.
I'm not sure why it's so low, because I did love it. I just think that I'm just a part of me is like it's still.
You know what? Let me say what you might be thinking or feeling, because I almost did it too. You might be having that burnout feeling.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And here's the thing: even though it's a perfect specimen, and they gave us what we wanted to, and there's emotion, and there's great action scenes, and they did. We won't say it because I don't know. They did some shit. Okay,
yeah, they
did some amazing shit, and there were certain moments that I cried twice in the movie. Fucking great action scenes, awesome fucking movie. There were 5 or 6 different points where you're like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah. That's a goddamn plot hole. This or that. I'm again still not a huge fan of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
Did you like him as Khan?
Yeah.
I didn't really like him as Khan.
But I think it's just that even though it's a perfect specimen, it is a perfect specimen that has been done before, and it feels so formulaic that I just don't love it in my deep heart farts as much as the other movies in my list. But I do love it.
You know what? I think what your situation is Mike's in a situation where, like, you've had, like, if you were married to Megan Fox. Okay, and you've had the dirtiest, nastiest, raunchiest sex over and over again for months and months. And you've done every angle: the baboon, the fucking orangutan duck, whatever. You've done everything.
The Tang space.
And then she's like, "Honey, I'm ready to have sex again," and you're like, "I'm just too tired." I mean, that's Mike's relationship with Marvel. It's sex overload.
It's that guy in Friends when he's talking to Jennifer Aniston and he doesn't want to have sex because he's a gynecologist. He's like, "You ever get home from work?" And he's like, you think, if I just see one more cup of coffee, I'm gonna break.
Yeah, it's
maybe
not,
that's it.
Mike's like that dude that works behind the scenes in porn. You see titties all day long. It's after a while it just burns you out. You're like, I don't really get a hard on.
And once more, we're not. This is not our top 10 best. We think these are the best films. These are our
it's just personal.
favorite films of 2020.
Yeah, and by the way, these are our opinions, so the opinions are like buttholes. Anybody can have them. So,
or lick them.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't
Feel
matter.
free.
Put a little salt on there.
Get in there.
Eat it with a spoon.
Get weird at night.
So my number 4, I'm on 4 now because we were at 5. My number 4 is going to be a little bit of Michael Myers coming back to Haddonfield to do what he do.
Dude, that's my number 4
Halloween
too.
Kills! Yay! We're so good friends.
What?
Halloween Kills. I mean, what can you say about it? It's a great fucking movie. It's got some amazing death scenes in it. Michael is pure badass. He is pure driven by steroids and Manny Pacquiao power. He's doing what he should be doing, and he's taking revenge.
Some would say those are the same thing.
I know, it's why it is true. But yeah, he's doing everything amazing, and you know, he's, to us and to super fans of Halloween, he's a superhero. So it's cool to see him just be let loose like this and just do what he do. But the thing, there are some problems with it, and that, you know, it's number 4. It's still high on the list, but at number 4, the reason why is we all know evil dies tonight. Okay, shut up. We're tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear it anymore. It's like hearing coronavirus every 2 seconds when you turn on the news. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Omicron.
I know it's bad, but Jesus Christ, can I just not watch my cartoons without breaking special report? Omicron is contagious. I know that. But yeah.
Thank you, Ed.
And then also, sadly, one of the favorite characters, or should have been the favorite characters, Tommy, just, you know, for whatever reason, it was a poorly written character. I mean, he wasn't fleshed out the way that he should have been fleshed out. The direction of his character didn't really go the direction it should have gone. And you were left with a screaming mania that resembles more of Jake Busey rather than Tommy.
Tonight!
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, everything else was great in it.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've drooled over it a shit ton. I mean, especially like, I mean, come on, guys, the death scene, the firefighter scene, we all saw it. Oh my god, so good, so good.
And here's the reason why. Like, some people are gonna say, like, "Oh, I can't believe it's not your number 1," just because, you know, we do the Halloween stuff and that's our favorite franchise. But here's the thing, like, the reason it's so high for those of you who's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you put that movie." Like, we see the same problems you all see with the movie. Except there is the group of people like, "I fucking knew it was gonna suck and I wanted it to suck and it sucked. Fuck on it sucked.
Was
It's
it
worse than
Ross
Resurrection." Shut the fuck up. No, look, we see all the same flaws we do with the writing, with all that shit. But here's the deal. Same thing with Halloween 2018. They got Michael Myers right. And if you're a fan of Halloween and if you've been watching the Halloween movies since 1978, before I was fucking born, you have seen these movies over and over and over again not get Michael right. Specifically Michael. One of the fucking movies, the huge H2O, whatever. H2O got Michael fucking wrong.
Like well, we said that before. It's like the bat suit. You got to get Michael right. You got to get his mask right.
So despite, and this is, once again, I want to remind you, we don't think Halloween Kills is the 4th best film made this year, but it is our 4th favorite film this year.
Yeah, favorite, yeah.
Because they got Michael right, and they did something cool with him we haven't seen before. Was he a little Jasonist? Yeah, he's a little Jasonist. But sometimes, you know, I want to fucking see my little Jasonist in there.
And you saw him do an art fucking project on someone's back. Have you seen Jason do that?
They did some of the coolest shit with Michael Myers himself, who's the star of the show, that we've ever seen in the franchise. And they did some balls to the wall fucking metal Metallica cover, goddamn, and I mean, like, not Metallica cover song, but like Metallica, like fucking
Master of Puppets
Megadeth cover of the album was basically Halloween Kills. So I appreciate it and I love it for what they did for it. So yeah, there's problems with the movie, but it's our 4th favorite film of the year.
You know what? If Michael Myers had been slaughtering those firemen or slaughtering the people at the end of the movie and they had played Cemetery Gates, I'd be like, okay. Like, good shit. Good shit.
Stuck in a house.
So that was both our number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, so my number 3 is going to be... Let's take it back and give some appreciation and go to the altar of Zack Snyder and say Justice League. You know what? Honestly, when I first watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, I thought it would be the number 1 movie for me of 2021. It didn't make that list quite for me, but at the same time, what he was able to do and make a completely different, opposite, separate movie from that hemorrhoid that's Joss Whedon's cut.
I have hemorrhoids.
Oh, God, it's so painful. It was so... Dude, Zack Snyder completely, in my opinion, redeemed not only the Justice League as a whole, but redeemed Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman, which he was great in Joss Whedon too, but he really did him justice in his vision, and finally returned the heart of the movie in Cyborg. Like, made it about Cyborg and that everything else is peripheral, and made him the heart of the team. It's a beautiful fucking shot movie. It's well done. You actually get a sense of dread about Steppenwolf and Darkseid. So then there was so much other like little subtext going on, and there were so many strands that he put out that if DCU is a fucking fool for getting rid of Zack Snyder. I would have loved, and then they give the nightmare sequence, and he redeems Jared Leto's Joker. Can you give me Amen on the mountain?
So good.
Dude, literally, they filmed that extra scene, and that little, what was it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Jared Leto redeemed his whole character.
Yeah.
In 15 minutes under Zack Snyder's tutelage. He was Mr.
Let
Miyagi.
me play with my fucking toys. The way I wanted to play with my fucking toys.
And Ben Affleck said, oh, don't make a mistake, I'll fucking kill you. I was like,
oh,
God damn it, dude, Ben. If you weren't with Jennifer Lopez, I'd suck your butt.
I still will.
God, it was so cool though, man. Ah, giving things away. Give it away now.
Kiss your little meat tray. My number 3 will surprise you. I cannot fucking believe that my number 3 is higher on my list than it was on yours after all the arguments that we've had between our brethren. My number 3 is No Time to Die, dude. Higher than you put it on your fucking list.
Well, because I had a box and I can't let it break a certain level.
Well, my dick's in your box.
Ooh. That's so nasty. I didn't wipe.
My dick's in Jay's box?
I didn't wipe today.
My dick's in Jay's box.
You're gonna get gonorrhea.
But look, and here's the thing, like, I fucking still hate the end of No Time to Die.
I know you talk about it all the time.
I watched it and I got fucking pissed.
He was in a group message with my brother and I, and he was like raging.
All caps. I can't believe this has happened.
It's like, stop yelling through text.
I hate the end of the movie, but you can't, even though I hate the end, and this is what I wish more of us fans would do, like, just because they didn't do what you wanted with the film, with the story, you gotta separate yourself from that and how great of a movie it actually was.
Yeah.
So many people don't like Man of Steel because it wasn't what they envisioned in their minds, but they are unable to go back and look at it with their underwear on their head and the tinfoil hat from Signs and realize what it is as a movie.
Yeah.
No Time to Die is that for me. It is a great fucking film and it's an amazing ending. It's not quite Skyfall, it's not quite Casino Royale, but those are two of the best films in the entire Bond franchise, and it's right below them.
Yep.
It did some amazing things with his character. I love the fucking movie as a whole, as much as I hate the ending, and I understand it. I understand that this is Daniel Craig's version of it, but it's something I never did before, and that butt hurt me. But I cannot deny the greatness of the movie as a fucking whole. Well, I think don't make them like that.
They really don't, and it was, and, you know, and to be honest, it really did have some. I mean, you got teary. I mean, it was emotional. It was emotionally.
Well, first
impactful.
It was anger, but the second time I watched it, I did.
Yeah, and because they did do some crazy stuff with it, but that's exactly what we're talking about.
My eyes.
Oh God. You can separate like your own personal bias, and be like, hey, I recognize it as an awesome movie. It was just, I personally wanted something different.
Thanks, I hate it.
But it's like the same thing as Thor. You know, like the movie Thor. Like a lot of people don't like, well, not a lot of people, but there was quite a few people that didn't like it. But you know, you could still admit that it was a good time ass movie. Number 2 now is going to be Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ooh, didn't even make my list, motherfucker.
Really didn't. Holy shit. Talk about it. Okay, so for me, this was the nostalgia done right. I mean, this is what Matrix Resurrections didn't do right. Like they didn't. So
fair game, Jim.
Matrix Resurrections, in my opinion, I think someone said it in our comments, which is the best point, or best description of the movie. It was a shitty movie buried in really bad nostalgia, which what Resurrection was. It was pretty much flashbacks and Keanu Reeves, trying to be the Neo of the old, but it's not. This one is actually, there's flashbacks, but there's nostalgia in Ghostbusters Afterlife, but it's done well within a good movie. They tell the story of, Paul Rudd comes in with the kids, and I really thought I was going to get annoyed by the kids, but they're actually likable characters. They were written really well. And then because these are still relatively new movies, so I'm not going to spoil it. But when Dan Aykroyd had come out a few times before, and when he did interviews promoting the movie Afterlife, he had said it's definitely going to be a tribute to Harold Ramis, and it's a very emotional movie. 100%. This movie, at the end of this film, I was crying. Snot bubbles were everywhere. Boogers were flying out left and right. Yeah, and the fact is, it reminded me a lot of that movie with Michael Keaton, Jack Frost. Like just the way that it was the send off for Harold Ramis. And look, they definitely repeated some things. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I feel like what they did was they paid homage to what came before, and they did it in a respectful, awesome way, and then they created the new story for newer fans to jump on, and they left a little Easter egg string for the future films.
I love that Easter egg.
So
that was amazing.
It was so yeah, and Ghostbusters is my favorite movie of all time, and I think they did it justice, and that's what you do, Paul Feig. Stop sucking on those titties of Twitter. Get the fuck out of here, okay? I liked you in Heavyweights, but other than that, what the fuck have you been doing with your life? Holy shit. You know he was in that movie?
Yeah. He also was one of the main people that brought The Office back. So it sucks that he decided to come back and take a fun franchise and make it a political statement where he's like, if you don't like my movie, you're a misogynist. Nah.
That's 100%. 100%.
Look, I'll be brief because I don't want you guys to click off the video because nobody's fucking seen this movie. And I don't fucking know why. There's a movie that came on, it was like in fucking February or some shit, called Boss Level with Frank Grillo. It's got Mel Gibson in it.
Was it streaming?
Maybe that's why. Yeah, you had to rent it, you had to pay for it or whatever. But it's Free Guy with fucking nutsack. You know what I mean? Like, Frank Grillo wakes up and he's stuck in a video game world where he has to do the same action sequences every day, and it's not as corny as it sounds because it's actually got like the badass action movie edge to it, and it's so fucking good, and it's actually got good emotion to it, like the way that he's fighting for his son and his wife, and it's just, dude, this is
it like Scott Pilgrim?
No, what? No,
do they break the fourth
It's like
wall?
Scott Pilgrim if it was inside of a fucking badass kick-ass action movie.
I like that.
That was full of fucking testosterone and commando style Arnold Schwarzenegger
sweats.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's like that. It's so fucking good. I watched it 3 times in like a week when it came out. But just watch fucking what's
Boss Level.
Yeah, thank you. Watch fucking Boss Level. I promise you, if you're an old school action fan, you are gonna fucking adore this goddamn movie. It's so badass, and some of the best action sequences of the entire year overall, and it's got a good plot running through it. You're gonna love it if you watch it. Please watch Boss Level so I have someone to talk about it with.
Anyway, so my number 1 is, well, we've already talked about it, so not going to go into a lot of details, because we don't want to make this review or top 10 too long. Spider-Man.
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
Shit, son!
I put it on that. Look, then the reality of it is, when I was going in to watch Spider-Man, I didn't think it was going to be like the movie of the year. I honestly held that back for Dune. I thought Dune was going to be the movie of the year for me anyway, but Spider-Man, to me, it hits, we've already mentioned so much about nostalgia, but it hits on all the levels of nostalgia that's needed, and I feel like they also redeem certain characters in this movie that needed redeeming a long time ago.
That one.
Yeah, for sure. That motherfucker in high school used squidges all the time. but no, they really did. They redeemed him, or her, I'm not going to tell you who. And honestly, there are very bad pacing points in the movie. It's not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, and there are some issues there. But I feel like overall, the excitement level and
sexy panties, but they do got holes in them.
Yeah, they do. And and sometimes she got a little butt crust.
Every time you skip
a little butt crust, but you get a little smell of dry ass when she takes her pants down, but she's still hot. but I got the same level of emotion. I don't know if it was called emotional fulfillment. Like, I don't know. It sounds like I went to a therapist for a week, but I got emotional fulfillment.
That's what the movies are, man.
At the ending. Just like I got with Endgame. Like what happened with Endgame, I got the same kind of like, holy what's that? I've never had that before. Oh, it's an orgasm. It's not what I'm giving girls. But yeah, to me, it was an emotional roller coaster. There's one specific scene that's very emotional, and I feel like that was a big redeeming factor. And then some of the villains were redeemed in ways that were actually pretty good. Yeah, dude, it's the movie of the year. It's the first, now anyway, it's the first post-COVID movie to cross $1 billion. So congratulations to them, and they fucking, they're making all sorts of things.
That's a big fucking deal, Jay. Yeah. It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, but it's not just the money, y'all. It's not about the money, y'all.
It's like people only do things for money anymore. Yeah, and that's just sad.
Weird.
I get it though. I get it. It's like when you go to the fucking fair and you take that big thing and you hit it, and it goes all the way up and ding ding lights everywhere.
But I think any super fan of Spider-Man or the older Spider-Man or whatever are gonna love this. It really was a nice love letter.
It's dynamic. It's dynamic.
It's dynamic.
That's what it is.
But it's damn dynamic. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
What's your number 1?
Mickle Fred?
Truman Show.
My number 1 is going to be Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. We already talked about it a little bit, so I'll be brief. But let me just say this: the reason it's my number 1 is because it's a Godfather fucking epic superhero movie. It is the Godfather on a superhero fucking scale.
It really is.
The way that they fucking put this movie out there, dude, with the chapters, with the beautiful, the cinematography, all the fucking shit they did right. Like, it just. Dude, they took a fucking, hey, let's fart in a fucking popcorn can and put it in theaters, and that was Joss Whedon's Justice League. Like, I like these characters and I like these actors, so it's good enough to pass, even though it's a hot fart in the night. You walk by a fucking hobo and you're like, God damn, that dude shit his pants. But hey,
I can still see it. But I got corn in it.
But the sky's pretty tonight. That was basically watching Joss Whedon's Justice League. This movie they took it, and god damn, if this movie just came out on its own without all the hubbub, god damn it would have been great. But to me, this is the Godfather of superhero movies. It is next to maybe The Dark Knight is probably the best Godfather, because like the way they did that cinematography wise.
Yeah,
the Joker's hanging out the window.
It was amazing. Yeah,
but that's the way I see it. It's a sweeping epic of a fucking movie, and it just so happens to have Batman and Superman and all these superheroes in it. And it was just like it was just the movie event of the fucking year for me, and it was the quality was there as well to match it.
It was kind of bittersweet too, because you know what could have been and what never will be again.
And there's blood, sweat, and tears went into getting that shit done, dude. And I love that movie so fucking much. It's my favorite movie.
I do want to. Well, it's not really. I'm not going to tell you who they put in, but I really would have loved to have seen Green Lantern, because I was totally the old Jon Stewart. If you guys read a little bit behind the scenes, Snyder did film a Jon Stewart Green Lantern scene in it, which would have been awesome to see, but we didn't get to see it. But it was so. You know what the thing is? Snyder took his time and showed his appreciation for the subject material that he was writing about, and you could tell he was a fan and was making it not just for himself but for other fans as well. He actually gave a shit about the characters, and he didn't have Joss Whedon come in and just spray paint ejaculate all over it with Marvel. Yeah, this is like getting a fucking $50 gift card to Hustler like shops.
Look, it had dark drama. It was a sweeping epic of a fucking movie. It was a movie for adults that had adult themes that also you could watch with kids.
And it had comedy that made sense.
Yeah, and it was just an amazing fucking film.
And one of the biggest things I gotta say 100%, and I didn't say this about when I put it on my list, but the fact they didn't make Flash a fucking pussy. Like he actually made sense. It's not like I just push people and run away. Like he didn't do that kind of stuff. He was an experience, and then his fucking epic. Holy shit! Like when he, there's one scene where he's like, I did it, Dad. I'm someone that mattered. I'm like, holy God, I can't stop the waterworks. I can't stop it.
The whole package, and it's gonna take you a while to sit through it. If it was a VHS, it'd be this fucking big. But hey,
I haven't been emotionally beat that bad since Alex White's wife beat him up.
For sure. Honorable mentions. I got real quick.
Alex Jones.
A Quiet Place 2. Thought that was great. That was actually my number 11.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Ghostbusters came in right after that. We talked about that. Antlers is a movie that was really good, really well done.
Nicolas Cage.
There's a Gilmore Del Toro
Pig.
Produced movie. But Antlers, the ending had some of the greatest horror of the year for me. Even though the reason it didn't make the top 10 is because it's just the movie as a whole so fucking depressing. Like I wanted to choke myself on my goddamn raisin by the time I got to the ending. But the ending was fucking amazing. And then what the fuck is that?
Free Guy.
Thank you. Free Guy. Free Guy is only good because,
that's why we would suck if we were cheating off each other's tests. Because I was like, that's what you said.
I was surprised you could read my fucking handwriting.
I don't know.
It looks like it said free gay.
Hey, you can do that too.
That's my favorite.
Stop locking him up.
Ryan Reynolds is so goddamn likable, man. That guy could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Ketchup popsicle?
The movie was good. It was entertaining. It was fine. It was the Lego movie starring Ryan Reynolds. Basically.
I still haven't seen it yet.
But it was still fun. Really good movie. It was fun. It was a good time. And then finally, The Last Duel.
You like that?
I liked it. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon,
Adam Driver.
The reason I liked it, dude, is because it felt like Gladiator reincarnated.
Was it that good?
No, it wasn't that good. That's why. If it was Gladiator, it'd be on one fucking thing. Gladiator's better than all these goddamn movies. But Ridley Scott puts you in that world, and you feel like you're there. It would have been an absolute epic all-timer movie if you just had anybody to fucking root for in it. But by the end of the movie, when Adam Driver and Matt Damon face off against each other, I felt like I paid for a pay-per-view. I was like, let's fucking go!
You know what the main thing I think it stopped myself from watching is I like those kind of medieval films too, so I'm surprised I didn't really check this out, but I think it's because Matt Damon looked like he looked like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber mixed with Joan of Arc.
That's what ruined it!
Lloyd! Beady have a head! He's like, Harry, I took care of it.
I get they're telling a story that's like a famous story, so they couldn't do that, but they made him so unlikable.
Like fucking Lloyd, dude.
If he was a likable character, if he was Russell Crowe in Gladiator and he was fighting and you knew he was in the right the entire time, which basically that goes against everything the movie's about because you're wondering who's in the right. But if he was likable in that movie and he was a good guy, this would have been fucking top 5. But I get why they did.
Well, I got to be honest, and it's not that I don't think that Matt Damon's a badass. Like he can really do awesome roles. I mean, Jason Bourne.
I used to think, but Damon was a Streisand, but he's rocking the shit in this.
But in this one, this one he looked like fucking Joan of Arc's gay sister. He had a weird bolt cut. It was all stringy in the back.
He looks like a guy who checked me out at Walmart the other day.
Well, he looks like Ellen's girlfriend. Or not? Well, her girlfriend's actually hot. But anyway, the only honorable mention I'm going to put in is I did enjoy this movie a lot. I know it's divisive for a lot of fans, but it's still I think it was a good attempt, and I think the remake. Wrong Turn. I think that they did a pretty good job.
Right. I don't know why that had to be barely on there.
Yeah, that Wrong Turn. I almost put it in my top 10 just because it was so different than what I was expecting, and they did such a good job about not judging a book by its cover, and the whole film is kind of off kilter, but it works for it.
That's
I don't know.
a fucking good one, dude. I like that movie a lot too. Shout out Mike Nelson. Fucking did a great job with that.
Damien just isn't a guy behind a mask too. Damien Mafia.
He learned a whole language with that shit.
He said he did. I know.
That's our top 10 movies plus honorable mentions of 2021. But before you do anything, just just give us yours. Put your top 10. I want to know. What's your fucking top 10 movies 2021? Please fill up the comments with your all's top 10s, whether you agree or disagree with ours. We just want to know yours.
Yeah, why don't you just do that and not ridicule us? that'd be better. I'd like that better.
Preparation H.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Let's be friends.
Let's do that.
We love your fucking faces.
Nobody likes us, dude.
If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. Get some goddamn fucking way up to God. I'm gonna dick you.
Stop, dude. You actually fucking get me like I got goosebumps.